everybody, my name is Meghan Kriedler and this is Have You Eaten with Peter Moo. I'm very excited to share a recipe that I've been making for the past 4 years. It's a kimchi chili recipe, so a little bit of an Asian fusion take on, I don't know, it's like a chili meets a kimchi jjigae or something. So here are the ingredients you'll need. Kimchi, gochujang, which is a red pepper paste. I haven't opened it up yet, but red pepper paste, pork shoulder that's been trimmed for the fat and cubed and then generously seasoned with salt and pepper. Tomato paste, just 1 6-ounce can, some grated ginger, some chopped green onions, and lots of garlic that has been minced, onions, kidney beans, 2 cans, I believe they're 16 ounces? My goodness. 15 ounces. No salt added. Gochugaru, which is a coarse red pepper powder, canola oil, water, and some galbi or bulgogi marinade. All right, those are all of your ingredients. Let's get started. All right, friends, hopefully you have prepped your ingredients and have made it to the stove top. I'm using this, I don't even know if you consider this a Dutch oven, but it's a large pot, and I would recommend cooking in something large over the stove top. You can transfer the chili to a crock pot afterwards, but I think it's better to do it on the stove at first. So we'll heat the pot, and then we'll add our 2 tablespoons of canola oil. And I might use just a little bit more because the recipe calls for about 1.5 pounds of pork shoulder, and I think I used about 2 pounds because that was the smallest portion that I could get. So we're gonna let the oil shimmer, and once it does, we will add our pork shoulder. Side note, I wanted to show off this Chili Champ trophy that I received from a chili competition that I won last year. I had brought this recipe for the previous 2 years and finally was able to hone in on the recipe and win over the taste buds of the judge panel, which consisted of about 4 people, I believe. All right, heating it up. Let's get a closer look. All right, my friends, we're up close and personal now. The oil has heated up and we're going to add the pork shoulder. Ooh, nice sizzle. And we're gonna let that cook for about 8 to 10 minutes until the meat has browned through. And I forgot to mention that I have the heat at about medium heat. We're heating up the oil, and now we're cooking up the meat. So let this cook for 8 to 10 minutes. I really think you're gonna love this chili. Yeah. All right, we've let the meat cook. I lied, it's a little more like 6 to 8 minutes, but really just however long it takes for the meat to brown. Once that happens, we are going to add our onions and stir those puppies in, and then let it sit and cook untouched for, this is the one that is about 8 to 10 minutes. You want to do it until most of the liquid has evaporated and the onions start to brown. And I've just kind of been toggling between medium and low heat for all of this. So that's all mixed in and we'll let it sit. I am swimming in excitement for this chili. All right, most of the water has evaporated. At this point, you'll get a nice aroma from the pork and the onions. Now we're gonna add most of the ingredients in. So we'll do 6 cups of water. And excuse me while I fill her up. I've only got a 2-cup measuring cup. I don't even know if a 6-cup measuring cup exists. That would be very cumbersome in a kitchen. So there's the 6 cups of water. The 2 cups roughly of kimchi. If you're like me, I kind of just roughly measure things. And I usually I kind of like more. More always seems better to me. So we'll leave a little bit of the kimchi for garnish. The galbi, 3/4 cup of the galbi. Ginger, recipe calls for 3 tablespoons, but I've probably got like 4.5 here of the grated ginger. Garlic as well, calls for about 6 cloves. I had 4 monster cloves, so it's probably closer to 7 or 8. The tomato paste, that's 6 ounces, which most tomato paste cans come in. 1/2 cup of the gochujang, which I'm just gonna eyeball. And I kind of like to go back later and taste and then add more if I desire. And then a 1/4 cup, which again I'm just gonna roughly measure, of the gochugaru, which is the coarse powder. I'm just gonna start with that. I like it spicy myself. We'll mix that all in and then bring it to a boil. And then once it's mixed and brought to a boil, then you can bring it back down to medium heat and then let it sit uncovered for 90 minutes before we add the final ingredient. Ooh, that is a very interesting sound, slopping around. All right, my friends, we're nearing the end of our cooking journey together. We have one final ingredient to add, which are the kidney beans. I don't even know. So we just add those in, stir them up, and then give them some time to sit, at least 30 minutes, but as you know, all good chili tastes better as it sits longer. So we'll let that sit, let this thicken up a little bit, and while the mixture was sitting for the 90 minutes, I also cooked up some rice, which I plan to serve with the chili, not required, but recommended. Great, let that sit, and we'll be back to serve it up and eat it up. All right, everybody, we've made it to the end of our kimchi chili cooking journey. By now, you should have a beautiful bowl of chili, which you can top with some rice, some fresh kimchi, and some green onions, and all that's left to do is take a delicious bite. So good. A perfect dish for the fall and for the winter time. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for joining me.